Hey guys, I'm really sorry that I didn't do my 5 and 6 week update. Even though technically you could consider this the 6 week update because Tuesday made 6 weeks, so closer to 7. But anyways, there's really nothing to talk about. Everything is pretty much the same as it was at week 4. The saliva is still pretty much the same. Seems a little excessive, but um, not like it's spilling out of my mouth or anything. I mean, I'm getting used to it. The molar on the back is still gone. I mean, it didn't like grow back or anything. It's just off of there. But the cushion grip held up really good, and it kept a, you know, cushion there so that I didn't like stab myself or something. Talking is still, it's still the same, and I really think that I have pinpointed it to the fact that there are missing molars, and as the air travels through there, it creates that kind of lispy sound. So I really think that that's what it is. And good news, my trip has been booked. I'm leaving very, 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 very soon with my sister. She's going to go with me this time. And we're going to be there for 5 days and get the new bridges. So I'm really excited about that. And the new bridges will have the molars on there, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, so this is going to be like a quick little reference just so that you can see the difference, because the very next video that I'm going to post will be from Vegas, or at least after Vegas, after the changes have been made. So, but I am still going to document that. My sister's going to be holding the camera for me so you can see how the wax trying process goes, because I mean it's pretty much the same as, doing it with your dentures. I mean, these are bridges, they're not dentures, obviously, but I mean, in theory, it's kind of the same thing because you're requesting changes. And I just, thought that would be cool to show you guys how that's done. So, real quick, there's 4 things that I would like to see different about these bridges. The first thing is this, and this is something you really need to consider. I went from dentures to bridges. I did not go from my teeth to implants, so I had that 2-year time frame where I had lost a lot of bone, probably because I was a smoker. Like, I wouldn't doubt that that contributed to it. I was a very heavy smoker. But anyways, I had lost a lot of bone, and so bone loss and then placing implants in, and then a bridge sitting on top of bone that has been missing is going to create this that I was talking about. How it kind of closes in, and y'all probably think I'm crazy, but I can notice it, and I'm not saying that I look bad. I don't think that I look bad. I think I look great. But it's a change, it's a difference, and it is because of the bone loss. That is exactly what caused that appearance. And so if it's possible to correct that, I would like to correct it. I would like to be able to articulate to you guys what to do in that situation if you find yourself in that situation. So that's number 1 that I would like to see changed. Number 1 is bulk this up. I think that that's what needs to be done. The bottom bridge should be protruding forward a little bit more and up. So bring it forward, up, bulk the bottom denture or bridge up, if that's possible. So I'm going to be discussing that with them. Number 2 is the color of the gums, the color of the acrylic, the gum area, the pink area. It is too dark, in my opinion. You can't really notice it that well on camera, but it is noticeable in daylight. It's really tricky when you're doing gums because anything that's even slightly off is, it can be detectable, and I think that it is. Other people might think it looks great, but it's something that I, am kind of nitpicky about, and so if we could change that, then that's definitely something I would like to see changed. So number 2 is the gum area. Number 3 is the only issue I have with the top, and that's the midline. It comes down too far, so I would like to see that up, or not there. This acrylic, and it's so slight. It's very slight, but even, as slight as it is, it creates kind of like a a gap look right there. And, you know, I'd like to see that gone. Other than that, oh my god, the top teeth, they are just, they're gorgeous. They're so pretty. I love them. I don't want anything to change about them. I hope that they look exactly the same as they, I just bit my tongue, as they do right now. They look really great. The bottom, the only issue that I have with the bottom is the gappiness between them from the acrylic extending up. I'd like to see that changed to kind of go away, because, like, you know, see how choppy that looks? Like, it looks just like gaps. So I'd like to see that gone. So that's the 4 things. Bulk the bottom denture up. I keep calling it a denture. Bulk the bottom bridge up. Number 2, the acrylic color. Number 3, the midline. And number 4, choppiness there. If those 4 things could be corrected, these will be my dream come true type of teeth. They are beautiful. They are gorgeous. The size, shape, color, position, everything is just perfect. It is perfect. I love them. I love them. I love them. Love them. Love them. The implants are pretty much as close to real teeth as I could ever get. I mean, I can bite myself and they're not going to go anywhere, you know? I mean, they're just, it feels so normal. It feels good. So this will complete that. Just to see that smile exactly how I had envisioned it, I am probably going to cry. I can't wait for that. And then the last thing is, a lot of people were asking me if I'm still a smoker. No, I'm not. I'm not a smoker anymore. And I want to make this as brief as possible. I had been a smoker since I was 15. Of course, I quit through each of my 4 pregnancies. But while I was a smoker, I was a very heavy smoker. It was an addiction. You know, I was a hardcore smoker, and I thought that I'd never be able to quit. Like, you know, you'd think that if I had quit through each 4 of my pregnancies that I could just say, well, I'm not going to smoke anymore, but that is not true. I actually, the first thing I thought about after, you know, winding down from the high of birth and everything like that and how adorable my kids are, I think I need a cigarette after that. And that's exactly what I would do. And I came home after Nova was born in November, and I started up smoking again. But every time I smoked, it felt like my throat was closing and that I had pressure on my chest. And I have health anxiety, so any kind of stuff like that, I'm like, you know, thinking the worst. I thought that I was having a heart attack, and so I could not smoke. I could not smoke without having a panic attack. Every time I tried to smoke, I would start to have a panic attack. And for those of you who have panic attacks, you know how truly terrifying they are. Like, they are terrifying. And so I just couldn't hang with that no more. So I just quit. And, you know, I haven't had a cigarette since like November 21st or 22nd or something. And I do not miss them. I mean, my face has gotten so much better. Like, it even looks like the little fine lines that were under my eyes, it looks like they've even like started to kind of go away. I mean, they're still there, but they're not, it doesn't look like it did before when I was a smoker. My lips, I do not have like that dry, gritty, chapped, nasty feeling to my lips. Like, they feel very moist and soft, like lips should feel like. You know, the corners of my lips and everything. You know how it is when you smoke. It just feels disgusting. I don't feel that anymore. My hair, it has never been, I mean, it is so thick. When I grab it, it's just, it is like crazy how thick and healthy my hair is, and I am sure that that has a lot to do with me not smoking, getting that smoke all up in there. And I know it's got to smell better, because, you know, when you're a smoker, you're not aware of how bad it stinks. But like, when I go into a grocery store, I can tell who's the smokers just by walking by them. I mean, it's a smoking force field around them, so I don't have that anymore. I breathe so well. Like, I want to start running. You know, I need to lose weight, and that's a good way to lose weight. And I've always wanted to run just because I couldn't, because I was a smoker, and I felt like I was going to die, like pass out, like I couldn't breathe. So that's something I definitely want to try out, and I feel like I could be successful at it now that I don't smoke. No more hacking stuff up out of my lungs, and then, you can't smoke with implants. When you get implants, I mean, if you're going to get this done, you can't smoke, because most of the people who have problems with their implants integrating into the bone and their body just rejecting them, they're smokers. You cannot, your body's not going to heal properly if you're a smoker. And I'm pretty sure that's why I lost as much bone as I did. It that may even be the reason why I lost my teeth. I was a huge smoker, and so that's something that you need to really think about. And I know how hard it is, because I have been there. I was a smoker. I have, little, I wouldn't even call them cravings, because cravings are kind of hard to deal with. I still think about the times when I smoked. Like, if I get really stressed out, I think about a cigarette still, but I don't think like I want one. It's just that urge comes back momentarily, and then it passes, and I would never give in to the urge because of all of the pros that I'm experiencing from being a non-smoker. And so, I mean, what a blessing that, my panic attack was actually doing something good for me. I don't smoke anymore, and I was able to get these implants, and they're healing very well. So it's something that you really need to consider. You really need to think about it. And I'll just give, because that's how I quit, was because I had a panic attack. So I didn't do anything like profound or anything. Like, I felt like I was going to die if I smoked again. So it's kind of easy for me. But really, a lot of the times you tell yourself that, I'm going to smoke when, insert big event here, after I get back from this vacation, or when I get this job, or, I'm going to quit on the weekend, or on Monday when I go back to work. Or it's always something like that you're going to quit then. That's when you're going to quit. But I can tell you, seriously, that there is never a good time to quit. Everything is bad. Life is always going to be happening, and it's, oftentimes going to be kind of hectic. I mean, if you can't quit now, then there's really never going to be a good time to quit. So you might as well just get comfortable with it. That's my opinion. So if I had any kind of suggestions or tips on how to quit smoking, it's just to realize that it's going to suck now, and it's going to suck later. You're going to not really like it too much, but you got to do it. So, not trying to, like, some of you just like smoking, and you're okay with whatever happens from smoking, and that's okay, because I was too. I thought that I would smoke for the rest of my life, and I'm glad that I don't. I'm glad that I had that, external factor going on that helped me quit smoking. But yeah, implants, no smoking. You can't. I wouldn't. If you were, oh my god, imagine spending that much money and they just don't work out. And that's really, that would be on you, because they tell you you cannot smoke if you get these done, and I'm sorry to break that news to you. So the very next video that I will post will either be more Vegas footage, or an update after I return from Vegas. Either way, you're going to see me with new teeth the next time you see me. So, wish me luck, and I am so excited. I am so excited, and, this is the first trip that I have ever taken with my sister like this. So that's really awesome, because I have 4 kids. I mean, it's not every day that you can just say, hey, I'm going to go on a vacation for 5 days with my sister. So I'm really looking forward to the whole thing. I can't wait. And she's going to be my camera girl. So you guys take care.